Hey guys, it's Hippokittie here today. Today it's a Throwback Thursday. A little bit late upload, I know. But today, eat the cat. Let's do this. Eat the Cat was made by Ocean, as well as ETA developers. It's based off a cartoon series that was relatively funny for the time, but wasn't the most popular, so it didn't stick around that long. As you can see from this intro cutscene here, the graphics of this game are pretty close to the actual show, just a little bit more restricted. That's mainly because of the power of the Super Nintendo, not so much the actual game itself. Eat the Cat is a platformer where you kind of have to protect the old lady in most cases from things that will actually hurt her. Just like the first episode of the actual TV show. You don't want her to die. You have 3 tries, and that's all you have. The game feels relatively slippery, as in most cases it would. You have to control the granny using the D-pad, and using the buttons you can make her jump as well as get on the other side of her. If the granny takes too much damage, you'll actually die, and there are different levels, and they each function differently. The game itself feels alright. It's about as slippery as Bubsy, and about the same quality as well. The sound effects aren't terrible, but they could be a lot better. The game is a little bit difficult with the platforming because of the controls mostly. As you can see, I'm stepping in front of her and it's not allowing me to get her most of the time. And other times when you push the A button to actually make her jump, it doesn't work. So you end up hammering it and then you don't end up getting it where it needs to be. Now once you are able to get the granny to the exit, it's relatively easy to explain from there. As once you get her into there, the level is complete. Standard game design. You only do get a 3 life limit. They're labeled as tries instead of lives though. A side note to the game, the loading between the levels is relatively long. So the game itself, the levels are short, but they're so detailed, there's no wonder that it takes a while to load. Even though apparently, according to a lot of people, retro games didn't have load times. Now scattered through the game, there's different enemies and there's different hazards you have to watch out for. The most common you run into in early stages is the monkey with the coconut. You do run into things like on the first level, an elephant that shoots water at you, which by itself isn't too bad. It could be worse. But then there are other hazards like pitfalls that you have to avoid, or this giraffe here, because it will launch you up and make you lose your granny. I will say that the game's art design isn't bad. It does reflect the show very well, though proportions of Eek himself is wrong. It is relatively hard to actually lose at the game in most stages, because you and the granny can take a lot more damage. So it really comes down to patience. Like, do you have patience for the game and its gameplay, its bad controls? My personal problem is that even taking too long will actually take life from you. And when the granny dies, she flies off as an angel, as you can see here from that snake. After the tries, you do get to continue, but it's not a game that you really want to continue. Much like the beloved show, this game is only enjoyed in short spurts. Now, I can remember playing this when I was younger and being very confused and disappointed with it. I was expecting more of like a platformer like Real Monsters or something. Ended up getting this. And as a younger kid, something like this would be confusing. You wouldn't understand that you have to protect the granny. And because of that, I've never even made it through the first level. Much like I did with the Page Master, I never got very far with that either. After playing this game for this review as an adult, I realized that this seems like it was meant for an adult audience because this shows adult nature. But then it raises other questions. Like, why was this game made? And why are they focusing on a plot point from the very first episode instead of the entire series? Much like the Home Improvement game, it has very little to nothing to do with the rest of the series. Slight disappointments. After playing the game for a while, you kind of just want to see the different creative ways that you and the granny can get hurt. Because that's really all there is to enjoy about this game in the long run. And the granny died. So now you see the game over screen. It's nothing really explained. It looks like something out of the show Cat Dog more than Eek the Cat. But you do get continues, like I said. And I'm just gonna have to say no to that. In all, I would only give Eek the Cat 1.5 potatoes. The game is not really super enjoyable. I didn't even want to play past the second level. I did end up playing past it just for footage, and the game didn't change at all through the whole process. It was shite. So, yeah, I can't recommend the game. Watch the show. If you're gonna do anything, watch the show. The show is hilarious. If you can find it, that is. Alright, well, this was Hippokittie. Remember, always follow your dreams. Peace, peace.